All right. Hello, hello, everybody. Hey, this is Daniel Higgins coming to you live. Listen, we are going to jump right in here, go straight to the point. We want to talk to leaders and top achievers. That's who we're focused on so that we can continue this trend of being number one. That is what we're focused on today, tonight, this afternoon. Just depends on where you're at in this awesome world that we live in. So thank you for joining Daniel's Den, wherever you are in this awesome world, right? So here's a mind-opening question. We're going to get right into it today. Do you want the recognition that you deserve? Are you looking to win, right? Here, I'm going to present to you one of the amazing people that are connected to our business, a celebrity that has been very excited with our GS partners because she is a winner. She is a leader. I'm going to present to you Miss Forbes Riley. She is an entrepreneur, a very, very, very prominent entrepreneur, right? So why would an entrepreneur, a successful businesswoman like herself, be connected to GS Partners? Let her tell it to you, right? So we're looking for winners. We're looking for people who want to achieve, people who know that they deserve more in life. That's who we're talking to today, tonight, this afternoon, right? And I'm telling you right now, strap in, because this information and this content from Ms. Forbes Riley is fresh. It is fresh.
I've looked at direct response from the outside in forever. I get hired and paid a lot of money to speak on those stages, but everyone's like, could you throw a party? Could you do that? Could you do this? It's like, yeah, no. I like your noni juice and your vitamin and your whatever, but I'm not, don't make me have to throw a party. Don't make me have to look after babies. Go, oh, how do I do this? Because the truth is I charge $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 my business advice. And it's tough when people just want it for free, right? So actually, I probably should close the door. There's a lot of people in my house. Well, I got invited to this party by Ms. Pasha Carter and Steve Carter, two legends in the direct response space. I work with them. We call each other sister, brother. We was love at first sight. We met in Chicago and enamored that they've made their millions and God bless them doing all that network marketing shit. And that's how I felt, really. And then I get a call from Mr. Michael Dalco, who just looks like a movie star, doesn't he? He just walks and talks, and him and Anthony Boyd, and they're like, would you come to Dubai and talk about this? I'm like, you know, here's my crypto story, guys. My daughter, who's 18, now the CEO of my company. I know it's crazy, right? But we built a company during COVID for coaching. My specialty is to get you to pitch, to verbally pitch and enroll someone. Well, in my career, I have pitched more than $2.5 billion worth of product, 194 infomercials, 5 years selling fitness on Fit TV, and 30 plus years on QVC and HSN. I know a thing or two about closing like that, because when you're at home shopping, guys, you have to sell between $2,000 and $5,000 a minute, every minute. So there's no room for self-doubt or not knowing how to tell stories or not connecting with your audience right through this little camera lens. I'm very good at that. I'm not so good in person with people because I've always felt like I was selling them, but in the camera, man, So when they called and said, number one, I am on this manifesting mission, you guys. See, actually, I have a thing to manifest it. Literally, this is a bracelet we sell called Forbesing It. What have you Forbes lately? And to Forbes something means to manifest it, especially when no one else thinks you can. So when you sign on board and be like, oh, what do you know about this? Or this is a scam, or this is that, you Forbes it. I know, right? You say, I'm going to stand my ground. I did my research. I believe in this company. And I did my research. Now, my daughter, about 5 years ago, comes to me. And so she's 13, like, Mom, can I have $100 for Bitcoin? I don't know what a Bitcoin is. No. $100 is a lot of money for a kid. Mom, can I have Bitcoin went up to 500? I'm like, I don't know what that is. Now I'm not giving you 500. I'm not giving you 1,000. She's like, Mom, Bitcoin went up to $60,000. I could have been a millionaire 50 times over. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And then I'm often reminded that Jeff Bezos says, hey, you want to invest in a bookstore online? Now that's a stupid idea too. I was right at the time. It was a stupid idea until he retired with $202 billion in his pocket because I didn't see the vision. It doesn't make your vision any less if no one else sees it. In fact, you know you're on the right path when you tell someone your idea and like, that's stupid. I created a fitness product out of 3 pieces of metal and a string. Now, how many times I got told no and how stupid this was? 2.2 million later at $20 to $30 a piece, do the math on my business account. Nobody wanted it. I went on national television, was made fun of on Discovery's Pitchman. But I had a burning desire in my heart, and I knew something about people and how sexy we want our arms to be. Dana, lift that arm. Come on, tell me it's sexy. There you go. Come on. There you go. You got one. All right. You know what? That is a spinjum arm, no flab, no sag. And so crypto, I knew about it. I just couldn't figure out between Coinbase and my phone. And, when you get a little older, that phone thing is really annoying. I've got two 27-inch monitors. I like to see this. And I could never really do it with crypto. Well, when I took a look at the platform, the dashboard for GS Partners, gold and black is my color scheme. It's like, oh, yes. What is this? On my vision board, I had I teach this every Sunday, and I'll give you guys a free pass if you want to come. www. Ask Forbes Riley. 2 hours free for you guys. Everyone else I have to pay. But every Sunday since the middle of COVID, I've been teaching a live Zoom to teach you guys how to communicate, how to have clarity, and how to build confidence. 3 things I did not have growing up. I was an ugly, goofy, awkward little girl with a broken nose and frizzy hair and buck teeth. And what you see now is what I wanted to be. I wanted to be this movie star, this Forbes Riley preacher, because that wasn't my name growing up. So you can have the ability to change and create what you want if you believe. So everyone repeat after me. I hereby grant you in the mirror, I hereby grant you, come on Dana, say it, come on Colleen. I hereby grant you
I hereby grant you permission
to be wildly successful.
To be wildly
successful.
To lose those 5, 10, 15 pounds I cannot stand.
To lose those 5, 10, 15 pounds I cannot stand.
To leave that abusive relationship, that is not serving me because you get what you tolerate.
That's right. To leave that abusive relationship, it's not for me.
There you go. And you get to look in the mirror every day in every way and say that I hereby grant you, that little face in the mirror, permission to go be great. Truthfully, so I got this information, and the first thing I did was, oh my God, how do I transfer Bitcoin? And then you can't buy it with dollars. How does that work? I don't know. Like every other person I've talked to. I had that same little, oh my gosh, what is this? But they invited, so on my vision board, I had Costa Rica and Dubai. It's been sitting there for most of the year, right? No one's going anywhere. Last December, I got invited to Costa Rica in the middle of COVID, and we went. I went back in April. For 2 months, I was having such a blast staying there. That was my vision board. I was living this beach was my front yard for 2 months. And they said, you come to Dubai. I'm like, that's on my vision. Really? Really? Of course I will come. It's right there, that little sailboat hotel. And on the plane over, got to hang out with Kevin Thompson, him and his beautiful wife. Got to hang out and meet Dalco's beautiful wife. Just sweet, wonderful people. And then Crypto Steve, he took a picture with me 2 years ago when I was hosting Grant Cardone's 10X. And see, he was all right, but he wasn't really doing it. And I got to watch him get $400,000 deposited into him and his account. And Brian Cromley's another neighbor of mine right here in Sarasota, Florida. He got what, $1 million? And I'm looking at all this now, just so y'all know, I get hired because I'm adorable, because I can talk and I host things, not because they never expect us celebrities to get involved. They're like, oh, that's nice, right? But they don't know Forbes Riley. And I got something to prove. And I looked all this, and I looked at that Burj Khalifa, G999, 148,000 stories high, going, something's different here. That Joseph Hype guy, though he sounds a lot like Dracula, he's got it going on. And then you hear Alex, and Alex has got to be the smoothest talking, just genuine, like heartfelt human who wants us to win. And then hanging out with Eric Benet and just all the amazing people I met. And so I went home and I had a little talk with myself, and I said, self, I said, what? I said, by the way, that is my name now, Joshua Self. And you should look him up on Instagram because he's going for Mr. Olympia. That boy is amazing after being in a horrible car wreck and spending 6 months in a wheelchair. We are all about overcoming the story. When you say we can't, we say, oh, watch me. This is my logo. Hashtag watch me. And so I looked at this and thought, I'm going to talk to my tribe. Now, this last year, when we were all pivoting from COVID, by the way, if that's the first time you've ever pivoted, you haven't led a very exciting life, have you? I pivoted a lot. When my parents died, I pivoted from that. When I raised a little boy from South Central who was murdered, and my picture, my wedding photo, because he was my best man, was on the cover of the LA Times, I pivoted from that. I had my 2 beautiful babies. I pivoted that. Now you're a mom with twins. All of a sudden, damn, your life is different. I pivoted a lot, more than I even try to do right now. But during this time, said, you know what? My daughter looked at me and said, Mom, if you focus, what do you really want to be doing? I said, I'd love to affect as many people as I can. No one would get on Zoom before COVID. I was doing spin Zoom classes all by myself. I had like 3 people. Oh, we don't do that Zoom thing. Now I have 3,000 people come, and I started teaching these pitch classes. Pitch, confidence, personal branding. I've got students around the world. Since June of last year, I've graduated 4,000 students, and my 18-year-old daughter and son, who just graduated high school, became their own multimillionaires. They built the business. She bought me a thank you present with her own money. Let me tell you something. I watched how they all did it, right? But what happened for me for the first time is I created what we all like to, your tribe. I didn't have a tribe. I don't know what that was. I'm not that social. But all of a sudden, because I've been pouring into people, just unbelievable amounts of love. I teach 30 to 40 hours a week. I have a breakthrough trauma class that I do. It's very private. I get 14 students a month. I've been doing this for 28 years, started in my living room. We'll overcome rape, molestation, health, hatred, narcissistic relationships. So I've heard everything. And I know you'll, Forbes, we didn't know about this. Like, I know. I managed to keep it rather small while my kids were growing up. Because at the end of the day, the reason you haven't heard about me, even if you've heard about Rachel Hollis or Oprah, I wanted to be mom. And I never wanted to forget that I didn't have my babies till I was 42 years old. And I didn't want to miss that. Because when you start pouring into other people, you sacrifice a lot of you, your time. You can find me all over Clubhouse. Joshua, my beautiful Chippendale, gorgeous husband, right? Whose last name is Self, by the way. It's like, honey, you coming to bed? I'm like, God, you look like every fantasy I've ever had. No, I gotta help one more person. He's like, I know. So it's a is amazing after being in a horrible car wreck and spending 6 months in a wheelchair. We are all about overcoming the story. When you said we can't, we said, oh, watch me. This is my logo. Hashtag watch me. And so I looked at this and thought, I'm going to talk to my tribe. Now, this last year, when we're all pivoting from COVID. By the way, if that's the first time you've ever pivoted, you haven't led a very exciting life, have you? I pivoted a lot. When my parents died, I pivoted from that. When I raised a little boy from South Central who was murdered, and my picture, my wedding photo, because he was my best man, was on the cover of the LA Times, I pivoted from that. I have my 2 beautiful babies. I pivoted that. Now you're a mom with twins. All of a sudden, bam, your life is different. I pivoted a lot, more than I even share to do right now. But during this time, said, you know what? My daughter looked at me and said, Mom, if you focus, what do you really want to be doing? I said, I'd love to affect as many people as I can. No one would get on Zoom before COVID. I was doing spin Zoom classes all by myself. I had like 3 people. Oh, we don't do that Zoom thing. Now I have 3,000 people come, and I started teaching these pitch classes. Pitch, confidence, personal branding. I've got students around the world. Since June of last year, I've graduated 4,000 students, and my 18-year-old daughter and son, who just graduated high school, became their own multimillionaires. They built the business. She bought me a thank you present with her own money. Let me tell you something. I watched how they all did it, right? But what happened for me for the first time is I created what we all like to, your tribe. I didn't have a tribe. I don't know what that was. I'm not that social. But all of a sudden, because I've been pouring into people, just unbelievable amounts of love. I teach 30 to 40 hours a week. I have a breakthrough trauma class that I do. It's very private. I get 14 students a month. I've been doing this for 28 years, started in my living room, who overcome rape, molestation, health, hatred, narcissistic relationships. So I've heard everything. And I know you, we didn't know about this. Like, I know. I managed to keep it rather small while my kids were growing up, because at the end of the day, the reason you haven't heard about me, even you've heard about Rachel Hollis or Oprah, I wanted to be mom. And I never wanted to forget that I didn't have my babies until I was 42 years old. And I didn't want to miss that. Because when you start pouring into other people, you sacrifice a lot of your time. You can find me all over Clubhouse. Joshua, my beautiful Chippendale, gorgeous husband, right? Whose last name is Self, by the way. It's like, honey, you coming to bed? I'm like, God, you look like every fantasy I've ever had. No, I gotta help one more person. He's like, I know. So it's a passion and it's been crazy. So when I fell in love with GS Partners and the whole G999 family, while we were in Dubai, I went online and said, guys, I got something. And like you said, 50 people said, I'm in. By the end of the first night hanging out with all of you, I had 50 more people. I have 227 people right now. And by the way, they didn't all just go, oh, I just want to give you my money. I had this conversation. Michael Dalco shows up. He is on the call. Anthony Boyd, Steve, Crypto Steve. I created my own training because I just didn't get it. I know it's all new, but my people are like, Forbes, you said I want this. How do I get my XLT? How do I get my this? How do I get my voucher? I want exclusive note. Do I slow down or speed up? And I went from Rising Blockstar in the first minute to Blockstar. And then that Supreme thing was pretty hard. I was sitting at like 14,000 volume. I'm like, I don't fight that hard. I'm good. And then my people started going, no, we want to know more, because I got more and more into it. And I'm buying this, and I'm buying that, and I'm loving this. And then last week, if you were watching that Bitcoin that my daughter's mom, I watched it firsthand go from 31,000 to 41,000, thinking, man, why didn't I buy more of those? But now I could see it on the dashboard. And the more I got excited, I didn't sell this to anybody. This is unlike any other company, any other time. You just say crypto, they're like, what? I need to know. Like, yeah, go get educated. Buy a package and just get on the academy. Learn what's going on. Learn why these people are so excited. They're so happy. Understand that I grew up, I got disenfranchised with banks. And if you tell these stories, everyone listening, no matter what they do, has got to hear you. I was 8 years old, opened my first bank account. I signed that signature card, right? I was 8, big balloon letters, big heart over my name. 32 years later, my parents both die. I go back to my hometown bank. I'm now 40 years old. I want the money, which is accrued nice interest over all those years, not as much as it could have. And I sign my name and they look at it going, the signatures don't match. Like, I was 8, I'm 40, they don't match. And then my name back then is now my married name. My license doesn't match. They don't want to give me my money. Like, well, how do I prove who I am? From a signature and a name, that seems kind of antiquated. Luckily, one of the tellers in the bank went to high school with me. She's like, oh, no, that's Francine. I'm like, wow. So all of a sudden now I can authenticate it with a real code with my phone with a lot of sophistication. Then I opened up my bank account and put some money in my savings, and I think I was losing money every day putting it in a savings account. And now I used to pay like 10, 11, 12, 15%. I used to love CDs. Oh, that was so exciting. Now it's like 0.0007. Inflation is crushing my savings account. What am I doing here? And I said, but look at that DeFi. Look at that node. This is interesting for parking your coins here. And I started learning all of this. And the more I took to the internet and started talking about it, the more this is my first month. I made regional directors. That's a good thing, right? I think John Johnson's the only one who's faster than me, but he's on fire and paving the way and education. And I love Team Blockstars. His account. I have my own little Facebook Forbes, right? It's Crypto Secrets. We got a couple hundred members there. And we are building a family of people who want to take back their finances, have some fun, own some real estate in Dubai. Guys, I got a fair amount of XLTs. I'm moving in somewhere over there. And I'm having a blast. I'm going to read a lot of these. And thank you guys. I didn't even think about the accolades of rising up the ranks, because I've never done it on any kind of referral system. I just don't. I have my own little thing that I do. I'm writing a new book right now called The Forbes Factor, which you're going to want to know what the Forbes Factor is. It took me 10 years to write this book. It's finally coming out. FORBES, FACTOR, foundation, organization, release, traction, believe, education, start. And then FACs, it's focus, action, communication. And then open-mindedness, and finally rejoice. You got to know how to celebrate. So the funny thing, Dana, we celebrated before I even knew what we were doing. Now we need to go to our next big shindig, right? So guys, if you want to reach out to me, if this is interesting to you, come as my guest on a Sunday. You will be blown away when I can see all your faces. It's an open forum. I teach, I coach. I ask you that question, what do you do? And then I riff on that so that you can get yeses all the time. And you know what's funny? Sometimes you got to say less to have more impact.
Ooh, there we go. Say less to have more impact. Hold on, let me see. All right, so I apologize for the technical glitches here, but we are on now. And she closed out perfectly. So I'm not going to hold you guys any longer because we want to jump into some great content by moving on and taking action. All right, so you can definitely be number one within what we're doing. You can tap into being the superstar within this organization. Ms. Forbes Riley just started and is already being recognized by this global company. Now, I know that the people on the sound of my voice are born to win. So you want to get back with the person sharing this with you. If that person is me, I know you're going to want to take action. So let's go ahead and give you the details so that you can start taking action. Get back with the person sharing this. They're going to give you a secure link. You get your free registration completed. And I know you want to terrorize this thing in terms of building wealth and creating income right away. So you get back with them, figure out what is going to be a good business package for you to jump in at. Everything is optional, but the winners take charge. They jump in, they take immediate action. So if that's you, you go right to y1income.com. If you're seeing this from me or someone else is sharing this content, you get right back with them. All right. So once again, I want you to tap into what you deserve. Okay. Let's get you positioned for what you deserve. Like she just said, we're going to say less. Get back with the person sharing this with you. We will see you guys on the next live stream. And thank you for hanging out during the technical challenges. And we'll see you guys on the next live stream. And I will go ahead and play this short outro, which is one part of our business, the GS Lifestyle Card. Woo! I'll see you guys on the next live one.
Introducing the most flexible crypto card in the world. 5 traditional currency accounts, including USD, GPB, EUR, CNY, and JPY. Currency exchange rates better than high street banks. Manage all your crypto and traditional currencies with one simple platform. Add funds to your account via bank transfer, credit and debit card, or crypto proceeds. Spend or withdraw your funds anywhere credit and debit cards are accepted. Exclusive plastic, aluminum, stainless steel, gold-plated, and solid gold cards available. 24/7 global support in multi-languages. 24/7 professional concierge services. Up to 40% discounts on hotel and travel. Instant rewards from high street retailers. Fast delivery to over 100 countries. Order your GS Lifestyle Card